Well, I got an unplanned repair I need to make that I didn't know was a problem. The inner tie rod is fused, and when I was trying to get an alignment, the alignment shop said they couldn't break it loose. So I had to go and buy some new parts. I'm going to go through that in this video. But the big thing about this is just talking about the price that you get quoted from these places. Now, I went to Firestone to get the lifetime warranty on their alignments, so I never have to pay again. And they quoted me $650 to replace both front tie rods. And I got both, or actually I only needed one tie rod, the inner tie rod. Got them from Advance Auto. This is the sleeve that's fused to the tie rod. And I paid $41 after discounts. So $650, which was actually gonna repair the wrong parts, to $41 to do this myself, and it's a really easy process. Stay tuned. Before moving on, make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video, because at that point I'll give you some advice on parts purchases. So as I mentioned, the inner tie rod nut is fused on this sleeve. They could not break this loose to give me a proper alignment. I actually tried to help them out, and it is really fused on there. The problem is they were quoting me for all the tie rods $650. When I told them I only need this assembly here, they said $350. And then when I got it home and I was trying to do this myself, it turns out I only need this sleeve and that inner tie rod. The outer one is still good. That nut you can break loose. So got it down to, what did I say, $41 after discounts. And I'll show you how to do that at the end of the video. It's really cheap, but let's get this thing replaced. I'm not even gonna take the wheel off to do this procedure. The first thing I'm gonna do is measure the distance from end to end of the combined tie rods, because I want to get that exactly right to make sure that when I take it in, they can do a proper alignment. I don't tear up my tires on the way there. I've already tried removing the tie rod, and I was doing some dead blows on the side, which typically will remove that, but it didn't work in this case. I've got 20 years and 238,000 miles on that tie rod. I'm surprised it's still good, to be quite honest. But I ended up having to pull out my pickle fork. I'll link this below, and hit pretty hard with the hammer to finally separate it. And to get the nut off of the sleeve on the outer tie rod so I can take that whole assembly off, I had to use a big crescent wrench and a pipe wrench. Before I remove the old tie rod, I need to inspect the new parts to make sure they are correct and compatible. I'm going to use anti-seize on the inside of the sleeve and a little on the nut to prevent corrosion from fusing the components of the tie rod assembly in the future. Okay, so my measurement is just under 13.5 inches from center to center, and of course yours will be different. And now I need to break loose the inner tie rod by removing the cotter pin and castle nut, then loosening the lock nut on the outer tie rod so I can unscrew the inner tie rod assembly and sleeve as a unit. By the way, it's dark under this truck and I can see what I'm doing with a really cool product from Next LED. This magnetic light has a telescoping section that I can use to point light right where I need it. A link to this product is in the description of this video. Check it out. Here's the old assembly versus new. This one comes with a Zerk fitting so I can keep it greased. And this is the nut that would not loosen up. And there's not hardly any rust on here, so I don't know why this is so tight. I wonder if Firestone over tightened it when they did that front end alignment the last time. Okay, everything's installed. I've got the sleeve on with the new tie rod. Now I want to point out a tip here. When you engage a sleeve, engage it on both sides at the same time. This side's a reverse thread. One side is going to be a reverse thread, and you screw it on both sides so that you have equal thread spacing on both sides for effective adjustment. I had a problem with this on my Mustang where I had too much thread on one side versus the other. I've got both of these locked down with a pipe wrench and an adjustable wrench. Got my castle nut on with the cotter pin, and everything's good to go. About 13.5 inches that I measured in the beginning, and now I can make it to the alignment shop to get a very accurate alignment. All right, now a little bit of bonus material. How did I get my parts? Well, I need to get this truck on the road with a quality alignment because I have a trip coming up and I just don't want to tear up my tires. So I didn't have time to wait a few days from Amazon. So I got them locally at Advance Auto Parts where I buy most of my parts. Now, I don't work for them, they're not my sponsor, but listen to this. You can almost always get a 15% online discount. You order it online and you can pick it up at the store. Sometimes it's 20% discount. On top of that, after you order enough parts, you get either a $5 or $10 Speed Perks reward, which you can use toward next purchases. And on top of that, you can also get 5 cents per gallon discount on gas at Shell dealers or Shell gas stations. So there's a lot of benefits, but there is a caveat to this. You need to check the price online and check it against other places and also against Amazon to see if you're really getting the best price and actually getting a benefit out of these discounts. They don't always have the best price, and I think in many cases they mark up their prices to cover these discounts. So I'm very picky about it. I make sure I check the price, that the price is reasonable, and then I use the discounts and get it at an even better price. So keep that in mind when you're buying parts and you're in a hurry, or even if you just want to buy your parts locally. Thanks for watching Driving Intelligence. See you next time.